Today I'm going to talk about something from my third lecture, and the third lecture is entitled The New Issue Process, How It Really Works. What I'm going to talk about specifically is the New Issue Syndicate. And what a syndicate is, it's the group of dealers or underwriters or firms that are part of the new issue. They are always more than one, usually more than two, and in fact there's usually a group. And there's a reason for that. You want to have a couple of dealers. One is to share the risk, and by risk I mean the pricing risk as well as the aftermarket trading risk. The other is you want to be able to have access to as many individual investors, or what the industry calls retail investors, as possible. And the other is to get initial research up and off the ground. Who and the order of the underwriters is very important. And this is where there is a lot of politics and a lot of drama, way more than you can imagine. And that is because the order and how big your position is in the underwriter gives significant bragging rights. And because of those bragging rights, it often results in more revenue going forward in other issues. So your placement in the syndicate, or where you are and what percentage of the transaction or deal you have, is very important. The key position is the lead, the book runner, or also known as the firm on the left. We read left to right, so consequently, whoever is the book runner, or the lead, or the first name you see, they have the greatest percentage of the transaction. Also means they have the greatest risk, but they also have much more of the fees. So who is going to be that is very important, and there's a lot of effort that goes into that. To getting that lead position, that's the first prize. The second prize is something called Colead, if they have Colead, which is when the two lead and the next dealer are quite equal. What the lead does is they work with the company, the lawyers, they draft the prospectus and work out the timing with the company. They design the marketing program. They do the evaluation, the DCF and multiples that you will learn when you come here. And they work out the pricing issues. They also are responsible for the immediate aftermarket trading in an orderly fashion. How a syndicate is broken up has to do with, first, who's going to control the order book. And that means basically who taking in all the orders, whatever price they're at, and ultimately the lead decides on the final pricing. So there's a lot of information that the lead gathers that the other underwriters don't have as easily access to. Also, the order of the syndicate has to do with the liabilities or the percentages, in other words, the risk. But those same percentages or risks are also the percentage of fees. So if the lead has, let's say, 25%, they would have 25% of the fees, as well as a percentage, if there is any loss, 25% of the loss. The lead also generally takes an override as well on top of all that. So it is really great to be the lead or the co-lead. If you can't be the co-lead or the lead, then the next is to be third, fourth, or whatever the percentage is. The higher up you are, the more important you are in the syndicate and the more money you make. So next time you see the order of what dealers are in a transaction, pay careful attention, because who's ever first or second will have the majority of the stock to sell as well as the majority of the fees.